Hello guys and girls, I'm Tony Freeman and you're watching Star Wars The Old Republic, Shadow of Revan, Prelude with Sith Assassin, Part 2. In the first part we covered the changes to the discipline tree and we picked Deception to play and we also did two flashpoints. Now in this part we're gonna do the other two flashpoints from Forge Alliance's Part 1. We are supposed to return to Dark Arcus, and that's exactly what we're gonna do, and see how the story continues.
The Republic's been flushed from the Sith Academy, and their commander, Jensen, is dead.
You have served the Empire with strength and passion. I applaud you.
Before he died, Commander Jensen made a comment about having served his purpose.
He did? Almost makes it sound as though the Republic sacrificed all those forces in support of some ulterior motive. Listen, I want to be sure you understand that what you've accomplished, both on Korriban and on Tython, will be long remembered. Everyone will look back on these days as the nascent events that framed a new foundation for the galaxy. They will see those who participated as its architects.
Do you think you could stop making speeches at me?
It's become a habit, I'm afraid. It comes from years of speaking to the easily led and the utterly stupid. You, of course, are neither. Lana and I are indebted to you for your exemplary actions in the Empire's name. We thank you.
Yes, thank you. I do hope we have the chance to speak again. Preferably soon.
Glory for the Empire.
Okay.
This is Lana Beniko. I need you to meet with me somewhere private. You may be the Empire's only hope.
Okay, we meet in the Fleet Cantina then. Hopefully, not too much lag. But of course, a pretty big loading screen. Yep. Don't adjust your monitors, it's just the lag on the Imperial fleet. Kids, do not attempt to do this at home. Ay, ay, ay. Don't worry, it just takes a little bit to load. Now let's see where Lana is. She should be here. And see what she wants.
You came. Good. I'm aware I've been somewhat quiet following your success on Tython. Don't mistake my reticence for apathy. Truth is, I have a great deal to say. Now that we're alone, we can have a real dialogue.
Why don't you start by telling me a little more about yourself?
Oh. What is it you want to know?
Why not?
What wouldn't I want to know? You fascinate me.
Considering the places you've gone, all you must have seen, I'm flattered that you would feel that way. Can we... Sorry, I don't mean to appear antisocial, but I do have pressing concerns. Darth Arcus wasn't entirely forthcoming about his reasons for invading the Jedi Temple. Not even with me. He was after a very specific item. An artifact.
I overheard Arcus talking to Go. It did seem like they had some ulterior motive.
If I knew more, I could determine what that motive is. There's very good reason to be concerned about it.
Meaning?
I now believe that the Republic's attack on Korriban wasn't a retaliation for Tython. It was intended to coincide with our own attack.
Major offensives coordinated across two warring militaries? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's close.
It is a stretch, but these attacks occurred nearly on top of one another, and that cannot be coincidence. It's all making sense now. There's something in the Force that I've never felt before. It exists nowhere and everywhere at once, writhing, growing.
I should sense that as well. Are you sure?
I think I sense this growth because I'm tied to it somehow. Maybe by association to Darth Arcus. I think the Empire's in terrible danger. I'm used to offering my counsel to others. Now I turn to you for yours, Dark Lord. Will you help me?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever you require. You only need but ask, and I will make it so.
Thank you, my lord. Well, I'm afraid there's nothing for us to act on just yet. I'll keep my eyes and ears open. You do the same. I have to be at Arcus's side now, but I'll remain in touch. I promise.
What is it with Sith Assassins and blonde chicks? I would never know. Oh, we got read commendations, basic commendations, recover relics. Nice. Okay. We have Speak to Lana Beniko on Manan. Now we have a shuttle pass to Manan and we're gonna use it and transport directly there. For those of you who don't know, Manan is one of the worlds added in the... I think it was in the Rise of the Hutt Cartel or in the next one. The one that went to level 55 with Makeb and everything. Yeah. Maybe. Anyway, it's a pretty interesting planet. It holds 2 flashpoints, if I remember correctly. And it looks, I actually like that that planet a lot. It's also the place where I got my weapon, if I'm not mistaken. You need to do a flashpoint and you get recovered relics or Manan research data. Looks pretty much just like this, only they're named differently. And you use those to buy an item from the vendor, like this one. It's called Fira Electrostaff, and it's purely for looks. I mean, most Sith Assassins use a normal lightsaber, something like this. I just prefer the Electro stuff. I don't know why. Another player. Okay, let's see if we can use our mount. Yay!
Welcome. So good to see you again. As implied in our last brief communication, Darth Arcus is at the center of a grand conspiracy. Arcus had the Jedi Temple raided to acquire knowledge of Rakata technology that he could use to harm the Empire. Even now, he plots against us.
And he calls himself my equal. Darth Arcus tarnishes the entire Dark Council with his treachery.
I know, Dark Lord, and for having played my part in serving him, I apologize. I followed Arcus to a secure undersea laboratory here on Manan, where he's working with a Selkath geneticist on something. I've been trying to learn more. I've also discovered that Colonel Darroch secured passage to the same laboratory. He was behind the Republic's raid on Korriban.
I'm guessing you have a theory as to why.
I have a hunch. Until we learn what's happening inside the genetics lab, I'd rather not jump to conclusions. As I said, it's a well-protected facility. You'll have to make your way through heavily armed Selkath and dismantle their security grid.
You're not coming?
I'd intended to confront Darth Arcus myself, but I sense a presence here. A potential ally. I'll remain in touch and let you know how my search progresses. May the Force be at your service.
Nice. Let's hurry up. Now, just a quick tour, a really brief and quick tour of Manan. Just here, this is water, obviously. And I personally just like the whole idea of the planet, I guess. Anyway, let's move to our flashpoint, Depths of Manan, in solo mode. Here we have a moment. I don't know what he said. I hope he was being nice. But, yeah. Now, one of the interesting things about this flashpoint is that it's actually solvable. At least the first and the second boss are actually solvable with certain classes. I remember doing them with my operative. That's how I actually farmed the whole relics of the Manan. It's not easy, and it's tedious, and it takes a lot of time. But it is doable. I haven't tried with other classes or even with my assassin.
Darth Arcus isn't far. I can sense him. We have to learn what he and the Selkath are doing down there and confront him. To have your run of the place, you'll need to shut down the security grid. You have the coordinates now. I'll stay in touch.
Wow. I mean, I realize this whole thing is designed to be done as solo, but wow, this is extremely easy compared to doing this solo if it was intended for a group. Yikes.
I've met our potential ally, who's already proved quite resourceful. He's learned of a prisoner in the security hub who's been scheduled for disposal by experimentation. This Jakaro sounds like someone you might want to talk to.
Now usually these packs are pretty hard because of the medics and because how this works normally. Wow. The first boss. I don't know what that was. Anyway, the first boss, the way this is done, at least in I haven't done it yet solo, is these guys, riot suppression droids, they each have a shield on them, as you can see, blockade breaker, riot shield. Now they need to be, if I recall correctly, the second that their HP is low enough, they transfer their shield to the commander. Wait, let's see. I don't really remember. Let's see how this goes. Oh, yes. They transfer their shield to the commander from the start, and as soon as you manage to lower their HP enough, they pull that shield back because they attempt to protect themselves. Yeah, they transfer the shield to itself. What you see here, the riot grapple, is actually the way to solo the encounter. If you're level 55, of course, I haven't actually tried it on level 60 or anything like that. Okay, as you can see, both of the droids transfer their shields. Okay, I taunted. It's not really working anyway. Now the way this works is that when they use the grapple, they grapple the first target that's in their path. The way to solo it is to pull to make sure the boss is always the first target in their path. That's about it. I mean, that's the way to solo it. Of course, in the solo mode, everything it's a lot easier.
My most sincere apologies for his outburst. Please don't leave us here to rot. I implore you.
I didn't come here to listen to you bicker. Now say something useful, or lose the ability to speak.
I am C2D4, former translator to Her Eminence Queen Lena of Onderon. And this is my current master, the renowned illicit transport specialist, Jakaro.
A smuggler, in other words?
Jakaro was hired, quite innocuously, by a Selkat geneticist named Garima. We delivered a large shipment of perfectly legal medical supplies here to this facility. Imagine our consternation when Garima then had us imprisoned and interrogated most harshly by two awful creatures.
So it's true. Darth Arcus and Colonel Derek are working together.
Is that significant?
Darth Arcus has much to answer for.
We shall endeavor to hurry and regroup with you at our earliest opportunity.
Okay, sounds good enough for me. Hopefully we won't be need or require their help.
Nice to see you've made a new friend. Or friends, as it were. But a warning. You're about to encounter members of the Order of Assassin. Force-sensitive Selkat who are neither Jedi nor Sith. Their complicity here does not bode well for us.
Okay. Find Dark, Arcus, or Gorima. It seems that they do hit pretty hard even when I'm solo. Wow. Lower levels unlocked. Okay.
Our ally just made note of strange power signatures in your vicinity. He believes they may be emanating from Rakata technology. It warrants a closer look. Tap into a nearby console so we can investigate. Let's go.
Okay, we're not gonna fight all these packs. We're just gonna stealth our way and access the two consoles. This one here and the other one on the other side. As you can see, this guy is already asleep, so he will not aggro. He will just let us pass. Now the thought to change my discipline, go a little hatred and try that, is something that I'm contemplating right now, mostly because it's a much stronger AoE, area of effect spec. So it can do a lot of damage to multiple targets quicker than this spec does. At the same time, I am pretty lazy and I'm more used to playing this spec than hatred, so wow. This is actually a really interesting fight in multiplayer in the normal flashpoint mode. The way the fight goes is that this dude leaves these things on the ground, as you can see. After a while, those whole things on the ground, he goes into a channel, and every place covered by the whiteness on the ground, if you want, starts to lit up in lightning. And of course it deals extremely high damage. Okay, this is the flow spell, and this is when you see that he's actually killing my companion with that. Oh, he didn't. And of course he summoned ads, but we're not really gonna focus on those. I feel that they are not that strong in this fight. The ads are not really that strong to cause a problem. Yay!
You don't know me, but I'm here with Lana. She's meditating using her connection to Darth Arcus to pinpoint his location. She wanted you to know if I found anything, and I did. Energy readings from Garima's lab. Rakata technology's firing up like crazy in there. Don't know for sure what's going on, but I can pretty much guarantee it's got to be stopped.
Okay. If he says so. Now we just let's see what happens next.
You must be Garima. Time to talk.
Is hoge sohanem kertlisa.
The hard way.
Nemvol king avila gito turko. Latate hata mogot a.
Trouble is putting it mildly. I'm the thing that haunts you in your sleep.
Estavola meg minil uge. Oze desazos. Homaleban. Hosu idon keras tulals elva lasto as volt ahatasa. Amun kaja kostonk. Vota hoje mar innet. Ete valahol. Eves tob ere ni as igrit. Len parnata feder zeten.
He mustn't get another chance to betray us. Shoot him already!
Let your hate be your guide, Jakaro.
How very unexpected. This is the potential complication you sensed? No, this is not my advisor, but rather an associate. It would appear Beniko laid out a convincing case that I'm up to no good.
You spit upon everything the Dark Council represents.
The Dark Council? A myopic institution that does nothing more than boost the egos of those who smother its gilded seats. He thinks you've gone to the other side, Arcus. It is somewhat amusing, isn't it? Sorry to cut this short, but since we have everything we need...
Enjoy a preview of our... Me again. Derek and Arcus ejected all the emergency pods. No going back the way you came. Good news is I slayed one of the pods. Found a remote pilot headed for a docking hatch nearby. We should have the coordinates by now. Get moving.
Okay, hopefully we can stealth through as much of this content as possible. Yes.
Getting readies from their alpha cyborg. That thing's serious and it's coming right for you. Stay sharp.
Okay, I'll stay sharp. Calm down.
Take that thing out, quick!
Again, a very interesting fight. The way this works is he's absorbing 50% of incoming damage. Prolonged exposure to excessive heat will overload the shield. The way to do this fight is from time to time those pipes on the ceiling will burst into flames, will explode because of the pressure. Wow, everything is shaking. And the way to go is the tank pulls the boss under the flames, they overload the shield, and from then on he does not absorb 50% of incoming damage, he just takes full damage. And he's also stunned.
Lana said you were tough. Come on, let's see it.
can see, those are the flames. I'm gonna try to pull this guy to me. And just keep him under the flames. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Okay, another flame thingy. And he's also stunned because of the flames. Wow.
Just keep going.
3 minutes until the fight is lost. Oh, also yeah, this fight has a short in rage, I think. I'm not sure, I never actually reached the timer. But I think that if you let pass about 3 minutes or something like that, you lose the fight because everything around you explodes. Then again, I'm not really sure, I never actually tested that, as I was never in that situation.
Let's get you out of here. Hang on. Emergency pod's almost secure, but not quite.
You're with the Republic, aren't you?
That's right. I'm also saving your lives. You got a problem with that?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Figured. Guess we'll have a chat about that when you get to the surface.
Hurry! I wasn't built to survive the crushing depths!
Okay, I'll chat. Climb in and enjoy the ride.
And we escaped. Wow. This is the loot. I have no idea where to click actually. Oh. Okay. We got the mana research data. We got the black market force lord. Not any upgrades, but still. I wonder how they look. Oh. Oh well, I just picked something randomly. We can exit area and return to Lana Benico. And see what happens next. Actually, I haven't done this flashpoint solo before. In the solo mode, I mean. So I'm not really sure. I'm just explaining the way it looks in a normal mode with all the spells and all the damage the bosses do. Of course, in solo, it does seems to be a lot easier. And we're out. Let's let's see. Forge alliances. We need to live through this door. And I think Lana is right here. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, and that guy who saved us.
Welcome back. Once again, you've displayed a skill and determination that few possess.
I've seen worse.
Perhaps I should make proper introductions.
No need to tell me who I'm addressing. I'm Theron Shan, Republic SAS, and your new ally.
First, Arcus starts working with a pawn of the Republic, and now you expect me to do the same.
I fully understand your reluctance, but please, allow us to explain. The way we were fooled by Darth Arcus, the same happened to Theron, except with the Colonel.
And between what you found down in that lab and what Lana and I pieced together, I can tell you they're both traitors.
Arcus and Derek are in league with a dangerous movement, a shadowy cult known as the Order of Revan.
Every indication is that Revan died. Surely he's not in control of the order that bears his name?
It's not Revan himself, but those who follow his doctrine we're concerned with. They seem to have grown rather bold. The Order of Revan used to operate in the shadows of Imperial space, but now their ranks include at least one major Republic figure.
That means I can't trust my people and Lana can't trust hers. Present company excluded. And if the Revanites are building an army of cyborgs...
This is Jakaro.
And I am C2D4, former translator to Her Eminence Queen Lena of Onderon.
Hey Jakaro, how would you feel about helping me track those two down? We'll talk about it. Lana, will you be joining us?
We don't yet know how deep the Revanites' influence runs. I must learn what I can from within the Empire. You've done well here, as expected. We'll speak again soon. Our work here is done.
Okay, we could return to the fleet. I think I have a mail though, so I'm just gonna go to a mailbox or something. Now the short version of the story is that the Order of Revanites, an order founded in the name of Revan, the famous Jedi who was once Sith, are building an army of cyborgs, of completely fully regenerable soldiers. Okay. I'm not gonna read all of that. She just sent me made the force ever serving. Okay. Now we got another fleet pass, Cantina Rendezvous. So I guess we're returning to the fleet to talk with Lana. Hopefully, a little less lag this time. And also we're approaching the final flashpoint. I can't wait for the conclusion of the story. I guess after this prelude, this short prelude of 4 flashpoints, I think I'm gonna do the rest of the class story, since I have the expansion, and I'm probably gonna play, but I'm not sure when. So we can see the rest of the story and how the class, how the Sith Assassin or Sith Inquisitor, to be more precise, fits into the whole story. I haven't tried. I have about 3 or 4 characters who are already level 55, and I haven't actually got this far with them. So I have to say I'm a little curious.
I was about to send out a search party.
Sorry, I had to confirm some things before coming to see you. As I suspected, the Order of Revan as it once existed is no more. A bit of a shame, really. The Revanites' pragmatism may have been anathema to the Sith, but there was something appealing about it.
Not everything is so clear-cut as dark side or light side. They may be onto something.
I'm with you on the sentiment, but I wouldn't be so quick to subscribe to their ideologies. The Order of Revan, as it stands now, doesn't wish to change the Empire from within. It aims to destroy us completely, and the Republic along with us. I've not yet learned why or how, but Theron Shan might. He appears to be rather good at his job.
With ears in both camps, we'll be better off against whatever threat the Revanites pose.
I'm glad you feel that way. I admit I was concerned you wouldn't take to the idea. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Let's flirt with her. Sure, why not?
That time we spoke after reclaiming Korriban, I thought we shared something. A connection. Was I wrong?
You aren't wrong. I wasn't sure if I should bring it up now, but I've missed you. I have to go now. There's much yet to uncover about the Revanites' plans, and the formation of this infinite army of theirs. I'll be thinking of you.
Okay. Now, as you can see, quite a few rewards. Speak with Lana Benico. Forge Alliances Part 3. We need to take the elevator again and continue the whole story. Again, don't try to adjust your monitors or think it's something wrong with your internet connection. It's just the way the game is being optimized, the way the servers are. So every time there are a lot of people on the fleet, it just moves really. It just moves in a lot of freezes and frames. It's not such a big issue if you don't really spend any time on the fleet. So.
Glad to see you again, as always, but I'm afraid any further niceties will have to wait. I know I've mentioned before a strange disturbance within the Force, a sort of writhing mass tied to Darth Arcus. I thought I'd use my connection to Arcus to seek out others tied to the disturbance, Revanites working against us from within. I found a few.
I should like to visit these Revanites. Tell me who they are, so I might destroy them.
Tempting, but we need them alive and undisturbed if we're to maintain our strategic edge. Theron Shan helped me decipher coded messages between the Revanites. Due to interference on Manan, they've accelerated their schedule.
Now that they know they're up against us, who could blame them?
Darth Arcus is intelligent, manipulative, and immensely powerful. We mustn't get overconfident. There's another way to stop Arcus. Theron's traced his activities to Rakata Prime. He and Colonel Darroch are building their infinite army. And there's more. The implants they're using, they're made from pieces of the Starforge.
The Starforge? There was a machine on Nar Shaddaa that was built from it.
I'd heard rumors. It required virtually nothing to create almost anything. That was the Starforge's power as well. The Starforge was a force-imbued, self-sustaining shipyard, Rakatan. It was destroyed centuries ago, but the Revanites have recovered some of the wreckage. Its technology makes the soldiers nearly immortal, seizes their minds as well, placing them under the Revanites' full control.
Darth Arcus's goal is exceeded only by his stupidity. He has betrayed the Empire and the Dark Council for the last time. Ready a shuttle to Rakata Prime. We're going.
My shuttle is always prepped, my lord. Theron and Jakara are waiting for us planetside. The sooner we depart for Rakata Prime, the better.
Okay. Her shuttle is always prepared. I don't. That sounds a little wrong for me, but I guess I'm just tired. I think we're going with her shuttle to Rakata Prime, the final flashpoint in the Prelude. I haven't done this flashpoint a lot, so hopefully I will just get the correct way. Maybe avoid a couple of fights using stealth. I'm not really sure how many fights I can avoid. And of course pass the most important test, which is the loading screen. Well now, okay, we have Jakaro here. Oh.
Jakaro, D4.
Jakaro! Let's pay at least a modicum of respect.
Hey, we're set to move on the Temple of the Ancients when you are.
That's the traitor's base of operations?
Yeah, the Rakata designed the Star Forge in that temple thousands of years ago. Now it's Arcus and Derek's grunt factory.
Theron and I will be monitoring your progress from Jakaro's ship. We'll assist you as we can, keep you apprised of matters.
Yo, what? Jakaro, I agree to no such thing. Wait, was this the talk with Agent Shad you powered me down for?
I should warn you, it's a rough road to the temple. The area's lousy with tribal Rakatans more than happy to fight. Found that out the hard way.
Wonderful! We're all going to die! Wonderful!
Remain focused and all will be well. I'm sure of it. We'll be in touch soon.
Yep. You have entered the flashpoint in solo mode. Oh my. Yes. You can still stealth even if you're in a normal group, as long as if you have one, at least a Sith Assassin or an operative, or of course a scoundrel or a Jedi Shadow, because they can just sap one of the targets and the group can just move safely past the whole pack. Now, not all the fights are skippable, but some of them are. Wow. The animation that you see is just me using Mindtrap. I'm just not clicking on it, I only clicked in the first few times, so you can see the tooltip, see what it does. It's just a force-based attack that puts the target in a state of confusion, if you want.
We hope to avoid much of the tribal area, but the terrain doesn't appear to be cooperating with us. You'll have to pass through the Rakatan settlement to get to the temple. It's further along the beach.
Okay, as I said, it's just a force-based attack that puts the target in a state of sleep, and it acts as a normal sap from, if you're familiar with other multiplayers. It also works on beasts, but it does not work on droids, for example.